You already know it's your boy Matt Mizzle, the host with the most. Don't need to bring no balls. All do is give a toast to the real folks in the paper way, in the real way. First place to play. Y'all ever listen? Some of these guys talk about sports online. You're gonna be like, God damn, them boys are kind of retarded. Listen to this here. Listen to these guys talk about sports. It's in the, yeah. No, it's hung up. It's hanging up right there. That's the bigger one. It's hanging up right now. Y'all think Floyd Mayweather broke? Nah, hell, nah, it could never be broke. He made close to $1 billion. I heard he made close to throughout his career. So why in the fuck will you want to fuck up his legacy with this whole Jake Paul situation? I don't understand it. Floyd Mayweather needs to go sit down somewhere. He had all this time to come and fight real fighters. Now he want to take it to the exhibition. Floyd Mayweather. He's messing up, man. He wants to take it to the. He wants to fight this YouTuber, right? He wants to fight a YouTuber, some guy that's online, instead of fighting real fighters, come back from retirement and fight some real fighters.
You want to make a big money.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I guess boxing is all about the money. It's all about the money.
What are you going to do tomorrow again?
They brought on everybody who wanted. They let go of everybody who wanted. So the common denominator is him. And yeah, man, just I really ain't got nothing too much on him, man. I already told y'all about Harden, man. The dude ain't he is what he is to me. He is what he is to me. Hey,
this guy's on the drink.
This dude, these stone going at you, man.
He a sucker. He won't come in this chat room. I promise that.
I don't know what's going on. Them niggas sick it, but
they come in the truth and they don't like it. You think I like LeBron? You think I like LeBron?
Hey, Will, what you got?
Hey.
I'm going mute too.
It's good, man. This shit, man.
Don't fucking stand. What?
He wants to get traded. He wants out, but I'm tired of hearing this bullshit about my fucking Knicks, man. I'm tired of
So who made right now to fight?
Let's do them Jake Paul. Now Jake Paul.
UFC?
Yeah, he's a YouTuber. He's like a guy that makes videos online, puts it out.
Whoever I want to fight him. He's not a boxer.
No, but he wants to come back and fight him because he just knocked out an NBA player. Nate Robinson, right? He knocked him out because they fought in the ring. So because he knocked him out, Mayweather wants to fight him. Mayweather, you disrespected the sport of boxing, man.
Yeah, I want to fight him because come on, man. This is bullshit.
Instead of fighting some real fighters.
Yeah.
Oh, let me take this for now.
What a shit.
But, that's how they do it. So we're going to see. Let me look it up real quick. I see all these rappers getting arrested,
Yeah.
shot.
But yeah, they have to be.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Some even killed.
That is mine. What's that? Yeah, man.
Probably is mine. Yeah.
Move that there.
I just want to see this Mayweather versus. Look, Logan Paul. This is the guy he wants to fight.
Is that right, boy?
Yeah, and I'm like, God
You
damn,
wanna
Mayweather, what's wrong with you? Why would you even take? Why would you even take that fight?
Full of shit.
Yeah, fuck the Montreal Metro Police, man. They try to get my uncle, man. He's, you
No fucking.
know what I'm saying?
I tell him what I have.
Trying to get the OG. But he bounced on him.
Yeah, you fucker. They lock me up now. You keep my kid. Yeah, the one who locked me up. The thing is, I take me down to the jail today. And then I go to see a judge.
Over a motherfucking bus ticket. Can you believe that shit?
The wicked, huh? Bullshit. What you?
Look. Listen to what he said.
We talk about, my number.
He needs money. If he wants to do this,
for some exhibitions,
I guess.
But
But he's spending a lot too, I guess.
Some go all the way up to 70 million. So that's not a bad thing. And I talked about this with that joke. It's crazy, and I talked about this a few times. It's crazy that, like us, like you, I mean, say if I'm no longer competing in the ring, right? No longer fighting, but it's okay for me to still pick up. If I go make a quick appearance overseas, it's okay for me to make $350,000. It's okay. I mean, I said the Walters is still making money.
You got to go to sleep and think about this decision, man.
Bill Gates is still making.
If the white boy knocks him out, it's gonna solidify his. It's gonna tarnish his legacy. And if he knocks the white boy out, he ain't getting nothing from it but some money. I guess he's a money man. That's what his name is, Money Mayweather, right?
Smart team. Smart people around me. You must find yourself with smart people. And I made great investments. Would you fight Conor McGregor again? Oh man, I got easy 300 million, absolutely.
Yeah.
Easy 300 million.
Would you fight him different? Or you fight him the same way?
Is it the bullshit? It's a money thing.
Same way, same results.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're gonna drag him to the deep and drown him. Because that's what you do. Something to do.
Yeah, see? Sure.
You know how to. I bet Dana White.
When's the last time he knocked somebody out, though? But he was good when he at the start of his career. He was knocking people out. When he fought Zab Judah and all that. But
the woman leaving, man. He has something whatever.
Dana White good guy.
Yeah, for sure.
She. And you know what I mean? The one who gonna fight the woman.
Yeah. A lot of fighters fight the woman. I don't
The
know.
woman that took care of you over there, man. And she have a man, a sweet man just coming and driving you. You're looking for a car for she. And then a sweet man just come and live in a nice house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so you're jealous. So you go and play on the fight. When the woman done, you have to take it now, okay? She has a big house, she have money, she have money.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So if she wants sex with somebody, you can't do nothing but that. You don't do that. You have your woman. You have your wife.
True.
When you go and play, want to go and fight the woman. You want she had a ring touch you.
Yeah, because he's a clown. That's
And
not
so
a.
many for big money.
That's it.
You never
You should have fought the dude if he was that tough.
You don't see to get you out of there. He hit you flush, and you walk through it.
I don't remember it. I was having fun. I was like, oh man, this dude punched so that's it.
Why you don't fight Tyson Fury and him?
You can't think it.
You want money?
That's it. That's the same weight class.
Take Mike Tyson.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Take one of them now. We want to fight and go my Take one of them.
Exactly.
Get it.
These young fighters, these young lions, they risk my health.
Right.
You know, you look at my Uncle Roger. You look at Muhammad Ali. You look at these different fighters. You're, like I just said on the beginning, in the beginning when we first started talking, your health is your wealth.
Right.
So as far as me going out there competing against a guy like Conor McGregor, oh, absolutely. Or a guy that's really inexperienced and pick up
Khabib.
Huh?
You fight Khabib?
Oh, absolutely. You know, those are $300 million fights. See,
Sure, that's what
That's what he's all about.
Make dollars to make sense.
So Money May will fight.
Make sense.
He'll fight a pig in mud for $300 million.
My faculties also.
Right.
To still be sharp, still be able to, be agile, hang out, with my kids, still make smart investments. All those type of things are very important and play a major part in my life. So
really?
You need to fight this guy. You need to fight that guy. Listen.
For what?
It's called eras for a reason. I had my time. I had my era. So it's these young fighters' era now. So, but it's okay for me to go fight a Khabib or a Conor and pick up, with those two fights alone, I pick up $600 million. So that don't hurt.
600 million.
My guy that just the entertains, all entertainment.
But Carter said he knows what he did wrong. He knows what he can do. He said he can get slapped.
That's if people want to see it.
But he also knows what he did right. What he did wrong is getting in the ring with me. What he did right was getting in the ring with me before he can get a big payday.
So you willing to fight? Have you and Carter had any conversation?
No, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. At all.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button to become an official member of Club Shake Shake, where we always do something for you.
So you see that, right?
Money than one man.
He's money hungry.
Yeah, man, 200 million. My brother, 200 million, 600 million.
Because he's spending so much money, he needs more money to keep up,
Keep him up.
Because if he doesn't keep up, he's gonna he's gonna start losing his luster, People.
600 million he wants. What up, mother's ship? 600 million what?
I would just
What up, crap?
hang it up and say, yo, let me go help the hood, let me go get some new but I guess they got boxers, right? Mayweather has boxers, no?
Yeah, but the point is, everything is for him.
That's it.
He's not helping nobody.
Exactly.
Everything is Mayweather. Understand? Everything is Mayweather. It's not nobody else but him. What a shit. You think he helping somebody with that?
Exactly, At least Tyson. He went to fight. He fought.
You understand?
He fought Roy Jones and he gave us a show,
Yeah, but he want to just run like he's running in the Olympics.
That's what Tyson called him.
Huh?
Call him a soft champ,
Yes. You want to run in the Olympics.
How you just want to
dance and
walk around,
run.
but you can't walk around alone. You need bodyguards all the time. You call yourself the champ. That's what Tyson said. I was like, oh.
You running around,
Yeah. There's this rapper named Meek Mill.
Pacquiao is more man than him. You know that? Pacquiao is more man than him. Pacquiao and his body can. Pacquiao balls in the Philippines and he helping a lot of kids. Pacquiao have more balls than him. All Mayweather and all America is a shopper, but they like money. That pimp business, a pimp tongue. They like to pimp. Boy, shit, I always talking. Your brother did that. I'm not your brother. Shit to me. Your brother?
So this rapper named Meek Mill, he was driving around in this car, right? And his car with his boys, and these kids were coming up to the window, and they're sitting in there, they're like selling water for $1, you know. And there's like six or seven or eight of them, you know. He gave them a little $20, and he said, "Hey, split it amongst each other, you know." A little $20 bill. You should have given them. You should have given them at least a little bit more, right?
When you know, so you do something like that.
Yeah, and he recorded it to try to look good. You know? But it like backfired on him.
Good.
Check this out.
Give them $20. Each of them is water. So give them $20 each guy.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Meek Mill has an encounter with a young Atlanta street vendor selling
So
water.
you want to sell for $2?
Y'all later, y'all ready?
Sure.
Yeah. We just showing off all the money they got, man.
Yeah.
Support what we supporting though. What is we supporting? Water hustle. But what is we supporting? Y'all you can't blame me on I just gave y'all money, man.
Man, y'all gotta split that money, man. $20.
Please.
Look at how much piece it is. $20. Y'all gotta split that money. Who does that?
Nah, love, you let me when I'm smooth, but hate me when I'm thug. She let me in that blue thing small. Orange guts.
You're riding around in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Well,
you give more than $20. You're a big rapper. You know, like you give some money.
Oh,
come
man.
on, man. I see them guy playing dominoes. I got him that so, and he got some $50 just like that.
That's
He's
it.
a big rapper.
Real hood.
$20.
Real hood nigga shit.
You have them.
Bullshit. That's a real bullshit.
Yeah.
$20. The split between like, it was like 12 kids there. I'm like, God damn it.
Share it what? If you do something, you should laugh at them. People will say, what $20 give somebody? And they talk about share it. It doesn't have no thing at all. On the crap.
That's some goofy ass shit.
What is his name? What is his name? Most?
Meek Mill.
Meek Mill is a piece of shit. Meek Mill. Okay, actually.
Hey, Unc said it. Well, look, listen to this one.
Like him?
This is some guy responding to it. You see what he did? He was like,
huh?
This is Quilly Mills. There's another rapper from the same city that Meek is from, and he's gonna respond to it. And I understand.
ATO once. Damn, I ain't even know you did call him ATO once.
You know what I'm saying? Some people are not liking it, you know? Yeah. You can't go around and do that. You're driving around in a $150,000 car. There's like 20 kids there, and you give them $20, and he says, you got to split that.
What we supporting though? What is we supporting? Water hustle. But what is we supporting?
But you got orange interior in this car. That's expensive. Fuck that. Hey, look at the kids They're hustling their water. Give them a fucking little stack. Keep
Then
them
got an attitude. Then he got an attitude with the kids. He said, I just gave y'all a dub. What the fuck?
The boy never kill him.
That's all right.
Like, that shit make me sick to my stomach. I don't even want to post that shit anymore, bro. Like, that shit is, that's nasty. Like, and then it's like you filming it too, so it's like you're trying to play these kids.
See that? You see that moose?
Like, you see them out there hustling, trying to grind.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing them. Like, yo, I just gave y'all a dub. Like, the fuck? Like, split it. Then listen to the niggas you got around you. Listen to the niggas that's around him, y'all. The nigga in the back said, yo, y'all gotta split that.
He probably didn't give his homies
enough. Put up this to him. Let them rock out with that. Look at who you surrounding. You surrounding yourself by niggas that agreed with you, piggybacked off of you, and said, "Oh no, y'all gotta split that." No, split that.
Okay.
Nobody around you told you you're wrong.
Right.
Everybody around you is agreeing to all the whole nut shit you did. You like that shit is so unthorough, and you thought it was thorough. That's why you filmed it and you put it on your story.
Ass motherfucker.
Look at this shit.
Already filmed that shit. I thought it was funny.
What is he supporting?
He said, don't put your hand in my car.
Yeah.
He telling him to back up and all that. Like, he doing all this to the kids.
Why would kill him for that?
Like, come on, man. Where's the humility?
Yeah.
Humble yourself. Like, they kids.
That's some, I'm a celebrity.
They kids,
y'all
man.
just little kids. Little street
You don't do that
rats.
to them kids, man. They children,
All
bro.
them ATL rents and shit.
You talking to them niggas like, yeah. Now, guess what? If you was in Philly, one of them young boys would have fucked around and threw it at you.
Yes.
They would have said, fuck out of here, O.A. Dick up, dummy. You bitch ass O.A.
Yeah,
you down motherfucking Decatur. You down Bankhead and all that down Georgia. They don't know how to pop it like the Philly kids. Mm-hmm. If you was in Philly, one of them young boys would have spit them with you. Just for saying that, you going to give them a dub. It's 10 of them. Talking about split it. Yeah, unless you have been on Burke Street or something. Them boys would have split your fucking wig.
Yeah.
You go back motherfucking Germantown, try to get one of these little young boys $20.
Shoot you, man.
Niggas would have fucking around, put a track on your car, followed you home behind that dub, nigga. You got pics, nigga. You know who to talk to like that.
Yeah.
You know who to talk to like that, nigga. Them Philly young boys would have read you your fucking rights. A dub. That's a dub. Nick, you bitch ass O.A.
Big fix up, man. You fucking around.
What's all that energy for with children? Why
exactly.
you got so much energy like that with children? Like they kids, bro. Like that shit irked my soul. They fucking kids. You got all that energy with a fucking child. Telling them niggas, yo, back up off the wheel. The fuck off my wheel. Take it, damn. He doing this to him like, yo, go ahead, get back, get off my wheel. Like, didn't I just give y'all a dub? I just gave y'all a dub, right? The fuck? You giving them kids that energy?
You can't respect that.
What we supporting though? What is we supporting? Water hustle. But what is we supporting?
Fuck you mean, what is we supporting? Like, they gotta be out there fucking. They're hustling, man. What the fuck you mean? You're supporting the inner city youth.
I ain't even gonna play that shit no more, man. I'm about to cry. That shit's sad as hell. Like, that shit, like, I'm about to cry. Like,
well, you about to cry. I ain't trying all that. But yeah, you know, it's kind of messed up. You know, you shouldn't be doing that to the kids, man. Meat meal.
You
The
know,
fuck
because
out of here.
somebody go walk him like a bullet, you know.
Oh, for sure. Off of the strength of that.
Yeah.
If you're just disrespecting
Yeah,
them,
man.
that's how you really feel, huh? Why should they support your music then? You know? Giving them $20
Oh,
between
yeah.
10 of them.
It's a big fucking money. $20. Look fucking nowadays, guy. And he's a big rapper. Because it's a lot of superstar. But he was a woman, he was some young girl.
So I heard they traded
Hmm?
Westbrook to
Yeah, man.
Washington.
Yes, you have to go. But Harden, let me tell you something, Harden will never win a ring. He's a greedy player. And he talking about Westbrook and I would have get the Walls. Walls is garbage. Walls finished.
John Wall's, right?
He finished.
But why would they send him to Washington and John Wall to? It's like the same player. They just got the same
And
player.
I don't want to control. They will not win nothing. John Wall is not better than Westbrook. John Wall is not better than Westbrook. You understand?
Yeah.
He's not better than Westbrook. What do you think they do? They think they do something there? They pull a shit. They don't do nothing.
Well, I just think that
And you know who get that boy fired? Doc Rivers, yeah?
it's a dumbass deal. But let's listen to Stephen A. Smith to see what he
Yeah. You know who got Doc Rivers fired? You know that, yeah? Paul George.
Paul George, yeah?
He said Doc Rivers want to use him like he's Paul Pierce and them in Boston. And all this going on. He lied because he performed. You want to put it on
Russell Westbrook is a deal that both players wanted and have been simmering for weeks, according to our Adrian Woods roundtable. This pick sent to Houston along with
most
all
overrated
the
player in the NBA.
protected 2023 selection.
That's all I
Woods
got to say.
reporting that Stephen A. Smith, bigger deal. Tell me, is it Wall to Houston or is it Russ to Washington?
Well, I think it's Russ to Washington. That's how I'm feeling about it right now. When I think about Russell Westbrook, listen, the difference in skill set. Russell Westbrook is tenacious, so is John Wall. Russell Westbrook is a little better from the field, not as good from three-point range, but they both have a locomotive. They go at 100 miles per hour. And that mentality that Russell Westbrook has, that dog in him where he is fiery all the time, going 100 miles per hour, backs down to no one. Not that John Wall isn't like that either, because he is to a degree, just not as demonstrative with it as Russell Westbrook is. I'm here to tell you right now, Chocolate City, the people that I know, I got a lot of loved ones there, they are going to love Russell Westbrook's attitude being in the Verizon Center. I'm here to tell you that right now. It's going to be something special with him and Bradley Beal, because unlike James Harden, who dribbles a lot before he wreaks havoc, Bradley Beal doesn't need to dribble that much in order to be the marksman that he is. And this is a brother that just finished averaging 30 for the season. Because I love me some Bradley Beal, even though some people that I know who will remain nameless ain't that high on him. They know who they are. But in the end, I am. And I'm telling you right now, I think it's a plus for them. But for me, the reason why it's also a plus is because even though I believe in John Wall and I know he can ball, I just don't see how this keeps James Harden wanting to stay in Houston, which is why I'm at a loss as to why Houston would do this deal, other than the fact that they tried to get rid of Russ and,
Russ wanted to leave.
They didn't want Russ because Russ can be fiery and very strong-willed and strong-headed, and because of that, you got basketball operations. Folks may not have wanted to deal with him, so the Houston Rockets felt they got the best deal they could. I just don't see how this helps them more than, the skill set. Russell Westbrook and James Harden didn't want to play together, Max. We all know that. But I don't see how John Wall, who's very similar to Russell Westbrook, helps James Harden want to stay in Houston. That's my only reticence about this for Houston.
That's Max Kellerman.
Clearly, the Wizards won this deal. You want to know how teams without GMs like Daryl Morey live? Like this. What is Houston signaling here? They're
they're getting a first-round pick back. If you want to know who's the better player, obviously Westbrook. He's 2 years older, but he's not coming off a catastrophic injury. He always plays with everything he's got, and has been a greater player at his best than John Wall. Although John Wall has been excellent, neither one can really shoot. They have certain kinds of
John Wall's pretty good though too, right?
But one team has to include a first-round pick in the deal.
Don't sleep on John Wall though. He's the fastest guard in the league. He's the fastest guard in the league.
Keeping James Harden, that's done. That ship is sailed. Harden's out of
And
there.
speed, I think he is.
So really, what Houston is signaling here, what Fertitta is signaling, I think, is look, we're not going to try and win a championship next 3 years, but after that we are. So here's something to watch in the meantime. We'll get what we can for Harden.
That's all he does is score. He needs to be a facilitator.
I think it was a big mistake to let go of
What's that to me?
He just scores 60 points a game.
Yeah.
And they lose. How do you lose? And you scored 60 points. 50 points. It's crazy.
Arguably the best backcourt in basketball right now. I mean, CP3 and Devin Booker, yeah, I take that as number one. So what's this, number two? Because Clay's hurt. Where does this rank in the NBA? Show me a better backcourt. Show me a backcourt you can say is definitively better than Westbrook and Bradley Beal. Neither one is an MVP right now. But you know how I have my star system, 4 and All-Star, 5 and MVP. They're All-Star pluses. Those are 2 4.
That's a pretty good team, though. Bradley Beal.
So, like, that's just about as good as it gets. And Washington goes from an afterthought, a nothing in the division. When in the beginning of the season, a couple of years ago, you're like, hey, maybe, 2-3 years ago, hey, maybe they can compete at the top of the division because John Wall, maybe he's the best player in the East. Remember those days? Long gone. They're an afterthought. But all of a sudden, Kemba's not going to be available. And Boston's not the same. Hayward's gone, right? And all of a sudden, you start looking around the East and you go, oh, wait a minute. Washington, they're not going to come out of the East, but Washington's going to be competitive this year. They're going to be fun to watch, and they're going to make the playoffs and maybe be a tough out. Let's see. They also got that Israeli kid in the draft, that big guard who people thought was going to go higher up. So, in terms of where Washington is, they just improved.
I think they improved. I don't think there's any question about it. But I think that to pinpoint and really lock down on Russell Westbrook, let's be very, very clear. First of all, let's give him credit where credit is due, because there was a lot of false reporting out there. Him and James Harden don't get along. That couldn't be more false. They're brothers. They're very tight with one another. It's just that Russell Westbrook and James Harden doesn't necessarily give us an ideal together, because both of them are ball dominant, and Russell Westbrook doesn't want to sit around spectating watching James Harden do his thing. He wants the ball in his hands. So now we got to ask that question whether or not that's something John Wall will be able to tolerate in the event.
Harden is greedy. They're talking about Westbrook. It's Harden. Greedy, man, look at him. That greedy guy.
Well, that's what it is, man. I think that Harden should just act like, the 6th man of the year that he is, and just take a step back. And somebody else be the superstar, Yeah. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, did you see how they stole the election? All the ballots, everything. It's insane, man. Check this one out. I want to show this to y'all because we gotta have justice.
A long list of witnesses testified at Michigan's Senate committee earlier. Witnesses included Republicans and independent poll workers and poll challengers who said they were prevented from fully doing their jobs and were treated with hostility. NTV's Christina Kim has the story.
Witnesses in Michigan gave similar testimonies of the irregularities they saw in the absentee vote counting process. One witness said that their testimonies and affidavits are so important because videotaping was not allowed at the center. Many spoke of seeing or experiencing GOP poll workers being harassed.
I witnessed the room erupt in thunderous applause and derogatory cheering as Republican poll workers were picked off one by one and ejected from the room repeatedly by police escort throughout the day. all trying to intimidate me and prevent me from doing my job, claiming that I was endangering their workers, trying to kill their people, and even holding a pen in a threatening way. Yet, when non-GOP operatives would stand near the tables and harass me, no one would have any problem at all.
And from my skin color, everybody assumes that I'm a Democrat. And so they just kind of come to me, and one of the ladies was singing that let's get these MFs out. And I'm like, MFs who? Like, because she thought I was a Democrat. Then when I pulled out my tag, she looked at me and she's like, you're on the wrong side.
I don't believe it. Yo, it's true.
2 or 3
They
of
stole
the
the
poll
election.
workers literally
You know why?
screaming at me to get back 6 feet.
You know why
And
they
no
stole it?
time were we able actually to physically see the ballots and then see it in
Floyd
the
electronic
book.
They got lost behind.
Karen Cordes said she barely saw any Republican poll workers. She said she saw military ballots, all in fancy stationery envelopes, and while each ballot had different names, they had the same birth date of January 1st, 1900, which she said was highly unusual.
And nobody could tell me why the birthdates were 1900. When I went to challenge those votes, the supervisor at the table told me, and I quote, we're not doing that.
She said the supervisor eventually was convinced to write in the poll book that Karen Cordes is challenging this vote and is challenging every subsequent ballot hereafter. Cordes never got an explanation for the identical birth dates.
I was called names whenever my mask fell down even a little below my nose. I'd be called names. I'd say I was killing people, stuff like that, while they'd be talking to somebody not wearing the mask.
Poll worker Adam D'Angeli said he has an audio recording of one of the training sessions where trainers talked about how social distancing rules could be used to impede poll challengers.
So a trainee asks, so if they're 6 feet back, they can't actually see. And the trainer says, exactly, not unless they've got really good vision or they brought their binoculars. And later on, another trainee asked, what if they get really mad and they're yelling? And the trainer responded, quote, 911, call the police on them, have them thrown up out of there.
He said the city was setting up a confrontational setting where poll challengers were unable to fulfill their duties. His testimony was filed into a lawsuit on October 23rd and was settled with the Secretary of State, who said they would amend the policies. Christina Kim, NTD News.
During the Michigan Senate Oversight Committee hearing, one witness testified that Republican poll challengers were locked out while military ballots were counted. She said when she did get into the counting room, all of the ballots were identical for Biden, and none were from registered voters.
Patty McMurray has worked as a poll challenger for 9 years. This year, she worked at the TCF Center in Detroit. She began her testimony by showing the committee a thick folder of affidavits.
These are affidavits from Republican poll watchers or poll challengers that witnessed incredible events at the TCF Center.
The affidavits contain multiple first-hand accounts showing the mistreatment of Republican poll workers and violations of vote counting procedures. McMurray said just when the military ballots were brought in, the poll watchers and challengers were told to take a break. The Democrat workers had food and seating provided inside the room. Republicans, on the other hand, had to go to a room upstairs.
When we got back, the doors were locked. I was able to get back into the room, but I witnessed pizza boxes being placed over the windows so that the poll challengers couldn't see in. And those are being placed over the windows by election workers and by the agitators that were down there.
According to McMurray, the state secretary, Jocelyn Benson, said in a radio interview that it was police who covered up the windows, but McMurray said it wasn't the police and accused Benson of making it up. McMurray also detailed what she saw once she got inside the counting room.
Not one of the military ballots was a registered voter. And the ballots looked like they were all exactly the same Xerox copies of the ballot. They were all for Biden across the board. There wasn't a single Trump vote, and none of the voters were registered. They had to manually enter the names and addresses and a birth date of 1/1/2020, which would override the system and allow them to enter non-registered voters.
She claimed that throughout the day, poll workers used this method to override voters that were neither in the electronic or paper poll book. McMurray also testified that when a damaged ballot was duplicated onto a new ballot, Republicans were obstructed from seeing what was written onto the new ballot.
Whenever we would try to watch the process, the person that was inspecting the ballot would stand in front of us, and if we tried to move to the side, they would challenge us and tell us to stand back, that we were too close. that we were going to kill people with COVID.
Multiple witnesses shared similar testimonies of obstruction during the hearing. Grace Coulter, NTD News.
And a woman who worked on servicing Dominion voting systems testified at the Michigan Senate hearing. She says she saw fraud at Detroit's TCF Center, like the same ballots being scanned multiple times.
So that should tell y'all. It's a lot going down, man. If you guys don't know what it is, you better recognize.
She says that she saw fraud all throughout her time there on the 3rd and 4th
fraud,
of
November. Fraud.
What I witnessed at the TCF Center was complete fraud. The whole 27 hours
now,
I was
all
there,
these people, they're going to go out of their way and lie for what?
Ran through the tabulating machines numerous times.
For the love of Trump?
8 to 10 times. I watched this with my own eyes. I was there to assist with IT.
I think not.
Carome says the proper way to scan ballots when there's a paper jam is to reset the count. In other words, discard the count on the machine and rescan all of them with the jammed paper on top. But apparently that didn't happen, and counters rescanned ballots without resetting the count. She went on to say that there were people on the night shift who were completely untrained, one of which was a friend of hers that she's known for over 20 years.
They were allowed to do whatever they wanted to do. Nick, and Samuel that worked for Dominion, they were on the stage. They had a contract employee, me, and another one that was from Texas. I have his name right here, Miles Smiley, 90-year-old man there to assist with IT work. And he did not have any kind of background in IT and worked and lived in Tennessee. So this man was just walking around aimlessly. You know, I was really the only
elections, that's crazy, eh?
Crazy helping these people.
They act like that. All that shit counts. They've been probably stealing elections for years, man. Anyway, it's your boy Matt Mizzle. And you know my slogan, keep it real in the field, and fuck out the field.
She said he said he noticed an
Let's get some
unusual error
justice out
message
of
on
this
the tabulators'
motherfucker. You know what I'm
computers,
saying?
and that the error message may indicate the tabulators were trying to connect to a remote database.
Peace.
NTD's Kevin Hogan